Hello, everyone, and welcome to Questions, Comments, and Concerns. My name is Steven, and we're going to be talking about episode 21 of Threshold, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Let's Play.
Man, I'm a lot less excited than I was at the end of that episode.
Let's go around and... No, I don't have to meet you. I already know you. Questions, Comments, Concerns.
Yay!
That was cool. It was unfortunate about the rules for incapacitating someone.
Yeah.
A misunderstanding resulting in a combat where we just sort of tore. I mean,
I'm pretty
it worked out
unhappy
fine,
with that session, to be honest. Not from any of your doing or any.
No, I totally understand.
Being like a bum out.
I hate Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I like it as a game and it has a special place in my heart. But I really hate it as a system for reasons like that. There's a lot of times in which things you guys should be good at, you can get fucked on.
I should have said this earlier, but in our not house rules, but that little sheet of paper that I have, I don't know if some of you know, but I keep a little sheet of paper with role playing ideas and rules. One of them is if Jack Black can do it, so can you. Jack Black can knock somebody out.
I know, but
no problem.
But the thing is, I don't know if Jack Black can knock out a trained martial artist.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's sort of like when you got, because I mean,
But I'm not Jack Black.
Yeah,
I'm not like.
No, I know, but what Pam was talking about is that's like my rule of thumb for whether or not you need a dice roll.
Right,
If Jack Black can do it, so can you. You don't need to roll dice for that.
I feel like in that situation, I did need to roll dice, but it was just it was a D20.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in
Did I hit him?
and it was an attack roll. And so and the way that results is it results in damage. So I totally feel for you because you should have been able to knock that guy out. And, perhaps had you dealt a little more damage to get rid of half of his hit points, then I can say, okay, I can invoke the death for massive damage rule, and then I can say, and you just knock him out.
Right.
Because you dealt enough non-lethal damage. But the thing is, he's a CR3 guy. He's a CR3 dude.
I almost feel like there should be... It's tough because there's also sort of that disconnect of he's CR3, but he's still like a flesh and blood dude, and which is sort of the disconnect between how levels and hit points work and how life works.
Yeah.
Because no matter how tough this dude is, if you crack him hard enough in the temple, he's probably going to go down in life. But because of the way the rules in D&D work, you can crack him in the temple, you can hit, it can do a respectable amount of damage, but because...
And a lot of the time, what you say you're going to do, I'm going to hit him in the temple, isn't necessarily what an attack roll means, because a lot of the time, it's not like you get cuts, and there's a certain number of cuts you can have on your body until you die.
No.
A lot of the time, it's parts of your arm are going missing, or as your hit points go down, you get tired, and you can't deflect as many blows.
Yeah.
And things again, the game is, the way that they've designed this game is for a group of 4 adventurers to come into an encounter and
fight them.
Fight them. Yeah. Yes, to fight them for lots of spells, like the type of encounter we did. It felt like a good balanced encounter for your guys' level, more or less.
It was a fun fight.
I just wouldn't have
started it had I known.
Absolutely, and I 100% agree.
I made a little bit of a comment about it too. I sort of started to feel because it does feel like the system is just pushing us to just fight stuff, and generally fight to kill things for the most, kill monsters and stuff.
Well, because that is the only way you level up in traditional D&D. The system is designed for a party to get into a space, to kill the monsters, to gather the loot, and to go home. And the type of game that we play is very different.
Yeah.
We're which I like to call Cthulhu, because in that situation, there's no levels. Everyone's just a dude, which means you can come up behind a person and just murder them easy. Yeah. Whether your guy that's been on 100 adventures can be as easily murdered on the street, or in Fate, you would just roll to overcome him and just say, I'm going to knock him out, and you've done that. Yeah.
It's more a more narrative system would be built, and a more flexible system just in general.
And perhaps I should have house ruled to knock him out, but then the issue that comes up a little bit later is that when you go to fight these guys for real, if you choose to fight them at all, someone who earlier Ka could knock out with one blow from behind. Now we're now we're taking huge hits from. So it's this.
I guess the argument there is he's able to defend himself. Again, that's the problem with abstract hit points versus a more wound-based system or something.
And I don't know if necessarily that anybody should be able to have walked into that room and knocked him out in a single blow, but like, I am an assassin.
I wanted you to knock him out in a single blow.
I mean that's like my thing is to like come in and in one shot like assassinate or or non-lethal assassinate, and the fact that I can't do that is just it feels very bizarre that. And I don't know, is there an assassin ability that you get later that gives you special bonuses for being able to do that? Or is it literally just...
Well, I mean, that's the most frustrating thing is he basically, that was like a situation where he got to bring basically all of the skills he gets from his... To make him do that one big hit. That's like all the skills that his class is focused towards doing. He brought all of those to bear and it still didn't accomplish what he was hoping to accomplish.
In the comments, guys, please, if there's something that we're missing, let us know, because I would love. But I mean, and I almost just gave it to you.
It's a tough call as a DM there because we don't want to set precedent and stuff.
I mean, thinking back, I should have asked because I didn't know. I sort of just assumed it's like, well, why wouldn't I be able to do that?
I did too.
And so I should have asked him, like, wait, if I were to do this, because, like I said, I wouldn't have, because that was, like, a stupid engagement to do, and, like, that just
unless you could end it in one blow.
And, like, the reason Kyle would do that, it makes perfect sense. He's confident that he can incapacitate this guy before he can call for help or whatever.
And I would have much preferred because I sort of designed this place to be a little bit of an opportunity for you guys to be a bit stealthier.
Yeah.
Like the way you've laid it out, it felt very much like, oh, this is like a great place to like sneak around and like sort of Metal Gear Solid through this place.
Yeah.
Only fight when we have to. And
I absolutely got the sense of that, and then unfortunately, just that sort of misunderstanding.
Beyond that, because like honestly, I was fighting the game the whole session with the safe, because like now I've totally fucked the safe up to where I can't open it.
Yeah, worst case. I was thinking about that. Worst case scenario, I figure if once we sort of clear this place out a little bit, one of your wizards can prepare knock.
I just need a few minutes to prepare knock if we absolutely need to.
I'm not gonna not let you open the safe.
Okay, yeah, because my concern is like, well, what if the fucking journal or the gun is in the safe?
It is.
Okay. Because I'm just like,
it is.
No, fuck that. Like, give me the fucking thing. I'm here. I have all the time in the world.
And of course and of course you roll not just to fail, but a natural one to open that.
The game is just my enemy.
It really was, and that's sort of like with D&D, some of those other game systems, and D&D we can sort of do it that way too. I'm sure we can sort of house rule it, but it does tend to punish you when you do bad. I mean, theoretically, a natural one just means you fail. Something cataclysmic doesn't have to happen. Mm-hmm. That's a house rule in the thing with the safe. But whereas, I don't know. Like, I feel like other systems would have handled the whole knocking of someone out a bit more elegantly. And even in Dungeons and Dragons in time past, there were things where they would have to succeed on a con save or you knock them out.
Yeah.
Which is why I was really surprised that because I figured, you can do that. There used to be a mechanic to do that. And maybe I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be that I, like...
And the thing is...
I'm ignorant to, like, the rule of it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, that with it feels like really with this system, it is, like, combat stuff is meant for combat. It is, like... This system feels like it's designed for killing.
Yes.
And as we play in a very role-playing sense. And so, at least for my character, it's really hard to, like, kill a human.
That was sort of my
that's
comments
a hard
about,
thing
I'm starting
to do.
That was sort of my throwaway comment there. Like, I'm tired of feeling guilty about fighting things because the system pushes us to be so killy in these combat encounters. And, like, and
where it's like,
Casey, who is a character who has almost no like
poor Casey
kill things. You're like just sort of almost in the Jamie something level of like, I just don't have that many actions that I can do.
Yeah, I was telling him that like I need the opportunity to like copy spells so I can do like all of my spells are for avoidance and like
you have chromatic
saving
orb
myself.
now.
Yeah, but like I tried that once, and I just wanted like the flash and glamour of it. But like I don't think I want Andreas to just be on the same level as
Sure.
Bell of like,
Especially because we have 3 arcane
If it's
casters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Arcane
I was starting to feel arcane caster fatigue in this a little bit too. Like, there was a little bit of like, oh, we killed these weird magical mechanical things. Now it's my job to, Otto's already better at this and explaining what they do to everybody. I guess I won't do that now.
That is the that's why party balance is so, and that's again like why I hate the class system in a lot of ways, because rather than creating sort of, and we've done it by like reskinning and making sure we specialize, so we have characters that feel unique, but when it gets to combat time, there's only so unique you can go.
There was a round where all 3 of us just casted Chromatic Orb.
Yeah.
And they all felt different.
Yeah.
Even I cast Chromatic Orb. I just like reskinned it as a normal attack.
As a sword
that's pulling out the flail and not really hitting the dude.
I just didn't want to say it was that, so people were
Right.
like,
I think that would be if a meta boss now would have every attack they just say Chromatic Orb, even
It
when
just
they're
does
doing
different-
they're
It's like throwing rocks at people and stuff.
throwing rocks or hitting someone with a sword. Chromatic Orb.
Oh my gosh, what if it's like an ogre that's like has like heard of Chromatic Orb and it's just like takes rocks like Chromatic Orb.
it could be like Sgloria's
Yes.
cousin or something.
Oh.
I've heard of people playing like barbarians that think they're wizards and they
That's
just
amazing.
like throw things at people and say fireball.
Fireball. It's like Josephilius,
Yeah.
who had a sword named Spellbook.
Spellbook.
It's an
See,
old,
exactly. that
old
counts.
man with
Yes.
or old barbarian with a sword named Spellbook. So I feel you, Patrick. Especially the rogue is so feast or famine.
Yeah.
You're either like king of the world, I just killed this guy without having to do anything, or I just messed this up and now I'm, and it all hinges on one. And like in another system where you had fate points or something like that.
Right, I could have spent a fate point.
We could implement it, but yeah. I think at the end of the day with Threshold, and I've threatened several times to just switch us over into Fate or something like that.
I would play Threshold and Fate.
Because
don't
a lot of the
tempt me.
stories that we want to tell, I feel like, aren't suited for D&D at this
I do
point.
kind of feel like we're more.
The only thing I think I do agree that I think
Yeah.
that'd be more fun, but our channel is called
D&D.
Threshold D&D.
I know.
I know. I do feel like the only reason we're still playing, like, peel back the curtain. The only reason we're still playing D&D is because we've been playing D&D. For so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I think as far as like most of us are more interested in telling these stories, and the system is kind of just getting in our way of telling
I would
these stories.
much
Yeah.
rather be setting up aspects and stuff to instead of just having, because I can't do a trial. I've been racking my brain with how to do a trial before this in the D&D rules, where your character's abilities and the game
where there's
mechanics
just no social
can have
mechanics like at all.
can have an effect, and it's like I can't do a skill gauntlet of you guys like just making charisma checks, because then it's just like, well, let's see which side gets higher die. A 1, I just messed up my whole argument, and you guys are gonna win the case now because I rolled a 1 and I threw up while I delivered my argument. I believe whereas if the campaign was in Fate, which actually I kind of want to do, I want to do a crime procedural Fate game where clues, you're setting up aspects and things, and then when you go to like the final confession, you pay them all off to get the people to
That's
confess.
why Fate's great.
It's
like
all
Phoenix
set up
Wright.
some chaos.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound great?
That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
That sounds fun.
And-
Fate is just a system that's built where you just make a bunch of setups and then you can pay them off. So that's.
Yeah.
So I guess I am curious, all of you watching this, like, do you watch because we play D&D? Are you more interested in the story? Would you be happier if we got the mechanics out of the way and we're able to tell the story in a more organic
maybe
way?
we can add this to the end of the actual episode, because a lot of people don't watch questions, comments, and concerns. So Eric, maybe just tack this onto the end, but right before the credits of the other episode. Is exactly what Kevin was
Just
asking.
this question, yeah. I guess I'll just to give you a nice clean
I
like.
could also put it in the comments.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true,
let's put that in our like comment header as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, just if you guys are curious, like, are you guys more interested in the story we're telling or in the actual gameplay of D&D? And would you
Yeah, if we switch to a different system.
Because I do know that some people talk about how much they like the combat, and they're like more, and they say more combat.
And it's perfectly cool if you like that. I'm just really curious what you guys are enjoying of the show, and And honestly, like, how many of you we would lose if we switched systems or something?
Yeah.
If we tried, because I sort of feel like a lot of our stories we end up fighting Dungeons and Dragons, where we'll have whole episodes where it's just us talking and hardly rolling any dice, and then episodes like this where we're in one combat for a long time. Which really, that combat should have cinematically we could have probably solved it in a couple of minutes. Like Otto throws his thing and we like freeze him to the ground and we have a discussion, or we open up a quick portal to somewhere and we dump him in. It's like we got 10 minutes to do this.
And again, like, resource-wise, like, one of my thoughts was I have all of those shackles that I bought in preparation for Terry. One of my thoughts was I was just going to animate the shackles and send them all to grapple them, so that they're like all like just grapple their legs to their hands and stuff, so they're so they're all incapacitated. But that's my only 5th level spell slot.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, what did you guys think of the design for this?
I like this place that we're exploring.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm really curious.
I'm
about that
very
portal.
curious to see more and figure out what's going on.
I like that it mimics the hexagram of the elves. I think that's something that we've heard. I've at least heard about the hexagram a lot, and so to finally see it's really cool to see this dungeon laid out within the hexagonal style. It's like, oh well, of course they do that. That's of course an elvish thing to do.
I'm very curious what's going on in this place because it's
Yes.
like it doesn't seem like it's
It doesn't seem
official, and the place was like locked and closed off, so it wasn't like an open
A
temple.
couple ideas, but we'll see where it
and
goes.
they're binding souls to
Yeah,
Robots.
that's the,
creatroids.
Yeah.
that's the big
Creatroids.
thing.
Which to Kyle, like those things are like abominations.
The sloppy immortality experimentation was something I didn't get to rant about as well a little bit, but that'll probably be next episode.
I love the idea of research points.
Yeah, that was
some kind of
really
mechanic.
cool.
That sounds like a lot of
Something
fun.
I had because again, another system that D&D doesn't account for, which I feel like a loosey or goosier system. We could just there's so many things you can house rule, but I sort of feel like at a certain point we're house ruling so much. The research points are awesome because so often you are working towards something, and D&D does give you. Someone's going to be like, well, and in the Dungeon Master's Guide there are rules for downtime activities and stuff like that, and being able to spend gold and stuff towards your thing. So I guess we're doing something like that. But again, at a certain point, it's like how many house rules.
We also don't roleplay a lot of our downtime, so
Yeah.
I had a weird thought of what purpose does money have? Like I think I have quite a bit of money, and we're collecting money, but we're not buying magic items, just the typical archetype of what you do with your money.
That would be
and
my
so it's what does attaining wealth do?
5th
we
edition.
buy a lot of turkey legs.
Yeah, 5th edition
Or
sort
fun to
of
war.
setups. Yeah, well,
I know,
and that's
I
why
think
I've
we're
set up
doing
that plot. Merrington has been so helpful in that respect, so we haven't felt that as much because we can just put all of our gold into this bank, and it's going to a good purpose. There's a point to this. But yeah, I don't know if you guys were adventurers that didn't also have a castle to maintain. I guess that's what you would buy is you would buy a castle.
Yeah.
Because you can't. The 5th edition basically saying that there aren't magic item shops. While I like it so much better from a world standpoint, where you don't have everyone going into town and being like, "Hi, I would like a +2. I would like to take this sword, and I would like to make it +2. And I would like to add this enchantment and this enchantment on it." They would be like, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow." That is super annoying. I hate that. But at the same time, there is this question in D&D of because find dungeons, kill monsters, get loot, profit.
Yeah.
And no one really knows what that last one is. What are you supposed to do with the money within the game mechanics? Obviously we've set some story things up, but I just don't know if we were running a traditional.
I've seen some threads, people online talking about what should I spend my money on. And again, it comes down mostly to just who's DMing the session because of that, because there's not a lot built into.
Yeah.
Especially, if your DM chooses to have magic shops, then it's easy. But if magic is rare in the world, then it's all right, well, I guess I'll buy a house.
All right.
Or
If I was running this traditionally, this is what we would get loot-wise. in these rooms, you would find 600 copper pieces.
That's a lot of copper.
8,000 silver pieces.
Oh my god.
What?
This seems like an insane amount of money.
It's just, well, there's just a lot of coins.
It's just a lot of coins. Like, how do
more
you carry
coins
all that?
than we can carry. Like,
I mean, I guess you have a coat.
1,000.
I mean, yeah, I can just dump them in.
1,000
here, but-
gold pieces. And 90 platinum pieces.
Oh, jeez.
In this room, that would be like the hoard for these guys. These
Right.
guys' thing. And then I would roll here on this magic item table. That's the tens place. 18. Oh, this won't be too bad. You would find 12 gems worth 50 gold pieces each.
Oh, just a lot of gems.
That just seems like a lot of money, but
I'm
not
just
a lot
like,
of
why
stuff
are
to
these
spend it on.
But then it's also like, why the hell does this monk have freaking 20
Yeah.
gems on him? And
Yeah, and 90 platinum pieces.
it's like,
And
why
they
is
Why does
this?
he have 90 platinum pieces?
And that would be like if I was running the traditional,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
then
Just
if I
funny.
got a higher number, say I rolled 38,
Yeah.
then there would be that many gems. Plus, I would roll 3 times on magic item table A.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, and you already have so many magic items that like I don't know if I can give you too many more without. I need to like laser focus them
Yeah.
because you guys have so much cool gear that we never see get used.
Yeah, like the immovable rod, or like the cloak of the manta ray, or the hooded lantern.
Or I mean
just have-
the
I mean,
bees aspect of the
so,
Nara flail.
In a given episode, I get maybe 3 rounds of combat
Yeah.
to do one
Yeah.
thing.
Thing, yeah. Well,
And it's like, what do I, like, that's a pretty limited window to use
Totally.
a lot of this stuff. And I mean, immovable rod's useful in a lot of situations, and I just forget I have it a lot of the time too.
well, I think part of it too is that there are a lot more of us at the table than. I mean, I guess one more, right? So not too bad. But
Yeah, 5 is not a big
I
deal.
think that also, if we were, I think a lot of where the special items, the magic items come into play, is when we are role playing not in combat.
Yeah.
I think that's when they come more into play than in combat.
Totally.
Yeah.
So.
Which,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just don't.
Yeah, we
forget
just
I
don't.
have 'em,
Well, and
or-
you guys have spells too.
Yeah.
We've always had parties that are flush with magic because we have 3 arcane casters, right?
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily need to. We aren't finding ourselves trying to get out of a sticky situation with an immovable rod because we have 2 guys that can cast invisibility on most people.
Dimension door.
And dimension.
Yeah,
all that
and,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, like and that's not to say that like you guys are not using the magic items. It's just that
Well,
like
I mean-
you don't need to.
Yeah. If I wasn't stuck in Vel for story reasons, I would not want to play a spellcaster in this party right now.
Oh,
So
totally.
We just kind of I had to bring Vel here, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch more. So
Yeah, because it's you always want people to play who they want to play.
yeah,
But yeah, maybe we need a I don't know. And I feel like in another system in which like again, fate people could be setting up advantages with their spell casting,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and then paying them off with their spell casting. And so like one person can like freeze someone and then someone else brings down like a magic hammer. And that works as not as a house rule, but as an actual like
Yeah.
mechanic. So I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. What do you guys think?
yeah.
Any
This was
anything
a
else?
dense questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah, this was
so-
just I think
Yeah,
like
we
a
should
little.
wrap it up.
This episode I think was sort of like a little our rant against D&D.
a little bit. Yeah,
Oh, an open letter to wizards.
Dear wizards.
I understand. And D&D is a very specific type of gameplay that it pushes you
Yes.
towards, and a lot of people like that, and I like that a lot of the time. I just feel like our objectives have sort of shifted, especially recently with how evolved the stories we're trying to tell. are
Yeah,
becoming and stuff.
I think if we were a different party, if we were a party of like people who wanted to get money and own mansions and stuff, it
Sure.
would be easy because you go and you kill the monsters. But that's
Sure, but also because of the way the show works and the homebrew and how long we've lived in some of these characters and stuff, it's our objectives are a
Yeah.
little more complex, and the world is a little more complex than something that we can do with that. And so, I
well,
don't know.
I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. Hope
Yeah.
you guys had
Yeah.
fun.
Still had fun, so that's the big
Yeah.
thing.
Always having fun.
We're gonna see you guys in 2 weeks minus 1 day for another exciting episode of Threshold. I guess we'll finish this dungeon. why don't you guys take it easy, enjoy a week off, and but you have a little homework while you're gone. What is this, Steven? What are you doing?
What are you?
go and check out our Patreon. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate, again, the community that you guys are. And yeah, let's just start a nice discussion here in the comment thread on this video and the other video, just about like D&D. And let's not make it about like, oh, you should try this system, you should try this system. But let's just like talk about D&D, and if there's something that we missed or something like that, just sort of what your guys' thoughts are. So, thanks, guys. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. 2, 1, done.